All right, welcome in everyone. You ready to dive deep?
Oh, absolutely. Always up for an insightful journey through history, especially when we've got such a unique set of sources to work with.
This collection of Ashley County Now posts, it's like someone handed us a time capsule. It's got a little bit of everything.
I was really struck by the range, honestly. You've got these big historical trends, personal reflections, and even a bit of a mystery thrown in for good measure. It's a really interesting blend.
And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating, right? We get to see Ashley County evolve through these different lenses. It's like piecing together a puzzle.
It's like getting glimpses into different rooms of the same house, each telling its own story, but ultimately contributing to a larger understanding of the whole structure. And what's really cool is how we can see the threads connecting the past and the present. It's all intertwined.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of threads, we've got a lot to unravel today. The posts cover everything from the slower pace of urbanization in Arkansas in the late 1800s to some pretty profound lessons from the Reconstruction era, plus a look at how some of those progressive era governors really shaped the state.
Then we're going to really zoom in on the lives of those early Ashley County builders, the folks who literally built the foundations of the community. Those stories are always so captivating to me.
Oh, totally. Plus, we'll delve into those early days when Ashley County was still essentially a great wilderness, try to solve a little historical mystery surrounding the namesake of Carter Township, and even take a moment to reflect on the simple beauty of front porch sitting. It's going to be a good one.
I love how these pieces taken together offer such a rich and nuanced understanding of how a specific place develops its own identity. It's not just about dates and events, it's about the people who lived these stories.
It's about understanding the heartbeat of a community, right? How those individual heartbeats create this larger collective rhythm that echoes through time. So let's get started. And where better to begin than with urbanization, or perhaps more accurately, the somewhat slower pace of urbanization in Arkansas between 1880 and 1900.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because even though we see some significant urban growth in Arkansas during this period, with cities like Little Rock, Fort Smith, Pine Bluff, and Texarkana really starting to take off, it was still a notably gradual process compared to some other parts of the country.
Right, and we can't talk about this era without acknowledging the huge impact of the railroads. Those lines, especially the Missouri Pacific and the St. Louis Southwestern, they really were the game changers, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely. They were like the arteries of progress connecting these emerging cities, making it possible to move goods and people more efficiently than ever before. And, securing a railroad connection could make or break a town's fortunes back then.
No kidding. If you were on the line, you had access to markets, to new residents, to the flow of ideas. It was a recipe for growth. But those towns that got bypassed, they faced an uphill battle.
It's amazing to think about how